Have you ever found yourself staring at a task you know is important but just can't seem to start it? You know, that feeling when you'd rather scroll through your phone than tackle something that could actually make a big difference in your day? Today, we're talking about how forcing your brain to do hard things is simple, actually. And trust me, it's not about some Herculean burst of willpower. It's all about setting up small, manageable systems that trick your brain into action. So why does our brain act like it's allergic to hard tasks? Well, our brain is naturally wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. Think of it like this. Instant gratification is like a warm, fuzzy blanket on a cold day, while hard tasks are that chilly breeze you'd rather avoid. When something challenging comes along, our brain starts filling our mind with doubts, like fear of failure or overthinking, and suddenly, that task feels like climbing Everest in flip-flops. I remember chatting with my friend Jake a while back. He had this massive report due for work, and every time he sat down to start, his brain would whisper, maybe you should do something easier first. One day, over coffee, I asked him, Jake, why do you let that report bully you into an action? He laughed and said, maybe because it feels like a mountain, not a molehill. And that's when it hit us. If we can shrink that mountain into a series of molehills, we can actually climb it without breaking a sweat. A little reward can go a long way. Picture this. Finish a small task, and then treat yourself to your favorite snack or a quick break. My neighbor Jen used to procrastinate on her writing projects until she started rewarding herself with a 5-minute dance break after every writing session. It's like my own mini celebration, she'd say with a laugh. Also, sharing your goals with a friend who checks in on you can be a game changer. Knowing someone else is rooting for you makes the task a bit less lonely. Step-by-step implementation example. Let's put these strategies into a quick, actionable plan. Imagine you've been avoiding organizing your messy desk. Identify the task. Organize your desk. Break it down, clear off the surface, sort through papers into keep and toss, arrange the essentials neatly, set a start time, decide that right after lunch you'll set a timer for 5 minutes. Reframe your mindset. Tell yourself, I'm doing this to create a space that sparks creativity. Reward yourself. Once you finish a step, treat yourself to a quick walk or a small piece of chocolate. Let me share one more story. My friend Jordan had been dreading a huge work project. Every time he sat down to start, he'd feel overwhelmed. One night, over a casual chat, I suggested, Jordan, why not just promise yourself 5 minutes? See what happens. He took my advice, and within minutes, he was on a roll. Each small win built his confidence, and soon that massive project became a series of simple, manageable tasks. It was amazing how quickly his perspective shifted. So here's the recap. Start immediately. Commit to just 5 minutes to overcome that initial resistance. Reframe your mindset. Change your narrative about the task. Break it down. Divide the task into small, bite-sized pieces. Reward and accountability. Treat yourself and consider enlisting a friend for support. Habit stacking. Pair your challenging task with an established routine. Remember, forcing your brain to tackle hard things isn't about raw determination. It's about creating small, effective systems that work with your natural tendencies. I hope these tips give you a fresh perspective on how to handle those daunting tasks. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep pushing forward, celebrate those small wins, and remember, it's all about taking that first easy step. Catch you later.